Hello friends, welcome back again on Docker's tutorial series. So in this tutorial we're going to see what are some basic Docker commands that we're going to use in day-to-day while working with Docker, right? So I figured out that these are some basic commands that we most often going to see while working with Docker environment. So first is the Docker ps command, right? Let's see what it can do. So Docker ps is the command to list all of the running containers, right? So let's go back to the terminal and see. So here I have Docker installed on already, as I already have shown you. So if I do docker -- version just to check the version, and now if I do Docker ps and it is saying nothing, right? So as you can see right now I do not have any containers running right now. So ps command will show you the running containers, but as of now I do not have any of them, right? Although for this ps command we have so many arguments. So if I do just docker ps -a, what it will do is -a will list all of the containers. It means it will list all of the running containers as well as the containers which are in pause or on stop state as of now. So if I do docker ps -a, you can see I have all of these containers, right? So you can see the status of those containers. Those containers are already exited, right? I mean these containers are in a stop state right now. So there are two commands, docker ps and docker ps -a. ps is just to list all of the running containers, and ps -a will list all of the containers on your system. Let's go to the next command. This is the docker run, right? So docker run, what this docker run command do is it is used to create containers, right, using the already pulled images on your system. It doesn't matter the image has already been pulled, or if it is not, then it will pull it on the runtime. So docker run command will be used to create some containers on your Docker environment. So as you already know that we already have pulled docker nginx image, right? So now what we're going to do is, let's see, I just need a docker nginx container. So what I will do is docker run and then nginx. This command I will run to create a container, right? So if I will do this, it will create a container, but before that I would be requiring to give -d. -d generally we will give to keep the container alive, or you can say in detach mode. -d reference to the detach mode. So what it will do is, whenever you run this command with -d flag, it will create a container and it will not let it die, because generally in containerization platforms what happens is, let's say if I just do docker run apart from nginx, if I say ubuntu and I already have pulled this ubuntu image, if it is not, then it will pull it from docker hub. What this command will do is it will try to create a container by image ubuntu, but let's see what happens. If I run this, it says that if I check docker ps, nothing is there, right? If I say docker ps -a, so you can see this image, this container was just created, right, 10 seconds ago, and it exited already in 10 seconds ago. Why this happens? It happens because the container was run successfully, but since this container did not have any task to do, so it exited immediately, right? It killed itself, because just to save your resources or not to keep on consuming your resources, if it doesn't have anything, it will kill automatically. So docker daemon will kill the container which is not doing anything. So you would have to explicitly keep it awake. So doing that, what you need to do is you just have to use this docker run -d is for detach mode, and then you would give nginx. In case of nginx, if you just want to keep the nginx container running, what you will do, you will just do docker run -d nginx. You will do this and it will immediately give you the container id. This is the container id. And now if you will see docker ps is for checking the running containers. You can see you have this container already running. So this time this container was created 11 seconds ago, and this is up at the moment since 10 seconds, right? So this container has not killed itself because we have give it a flag -d is for detach mode. So since we already have this container, now we can do anything. We can perform some task on this container. How we will do that, I will let you know. So let's see, the next command is the Docker images, right? So Docker images, I hope you already know. So if you do Docker images, it will show or list all of the locally pulled images on your system. Make sure this is not going to reference the Docker hub images. Instead, it is going to reference the images that are locally stored on your system, right? So these are some images that I tried to pull in from Docker hub. So nginx is the one that we just have pulled, right? So it is showing 2 weeks ago because I've been using this image for so long, so that's why it's showing me the old image only. And these are some other images that I was using for my purpose only. So this is what it is, and Docker images will show you the Docker images. Next is Docker pull. We already have seen Docker stop. Docker stop is for stopping the container, right? So it is very simple. So by the name suggests, right now we have this Docker container. What we need to do, let's say if we just want to stop this container, you can do Docker stop and then give the container ID. You do this and then Docker stop, Docker container is stopped. Right now Docker PS will not show it because this has gone to the stop state. If you do Docker PS -a, you can see nginx, and 8 seconds ago this was stopped. So next command is meanwhile, let's see Docker start as well. I have not mentioned here. So what you need to do, let's see, you just have stopped this image or this container. What you need to do is you just have to do Docker start and then the container ID. It will restart this container, and if you do Docker PS, you can see this, it started appearing again here. So Docker stop and Docker start will simply do its task. And after that we have Docker RM. It is just to remove the container, right? Docker RM will remove the container. So right now we have Docker PS. So this container is running. So let's try to remove this container. So if we do Docker RM and then give the container ID, what it is saying, that it is saying that this container is right now at the running state. You cannot remove it, right? So what you can do, if you just want to forcefully remove it, you just have to flag it with -f. What it will do is it will forcefully remove this container, right? You see it, and now do Docker PS to check it. Now it has gone. So if you do Docker PS -a, you can see that that particular container is now gone because we already have forcefully removed it. So what will happen, let's say I do not have right now any container running, but I just want to delete some old containers which are in a stopped state. So let's say I just have pulled this container a few minutes back, and now I just want to remove this container which is already in stop state. So what you can do is the same thing, you can do Docker RM and then you can give the container ID. Make sure along with that you can give multiple container ID if you want to delete some more. So let's say I want to delete this one as well, I want to delete this one as well. So you can give all of them together and they will be gone, right? So this is showing because this is no longer available. So if I do Docker PS -a, so we have removed those containers. So first one was 54, is now removed. Second one was 86A, this is now removed. So this is how Docker RM command generally works. RMI reference to the removing I as an image. So if I see, let's see what other images we do have as of now. So we have these 2 images as of now, and RM is just to remove the containers, but you can use the same RMI. I means remove image, and here you just have to give the image name. Let's say you just want to remove nginx image, it will be removed from your system. So if you will see it again, you do not have it here. So this is how RMI is being used. And A Docker build is the command to build the Docker image from Docker file. That I will teach you later on, because for that we would be first have to understand what are the Docker files and how to write them and how to build images using Docker files. Then we will be using this command Docker build. Docker exec is the command to execute or get inside to the container that we have created. So this is exec command is being used for the same thing. So let's say if I just do docker pull nginx again, and it is trying to pull this image. Since we already have removed this from our local system, so it would try to fetch this image again, and then what we will do, we will try to create this. Now we can see that this image has already come up in our system. And what I will do is, right now we do not have any containers by this image running. So what I will do, first I will create a container, docker run -d and then nginx. Now docker ps, the container has been created. Now we're going to see how we can get into this container to perform any task, right? Suppose this is an nginx and I just want to install some kind of web service or any kind of application under where www.html. So for doing that I would have to log into the system. So what I just need to do is, you can use a docker exec command, and then -ti is going to give you interactive terminal, and then you give the container ID, and after that you will have to give what is the what is the default what is the default screen that you want to see. So here I'm giving bin bash, so it's going to give me the bin bash display or the terminal, right? So here you can see I have now logged into this docker container. Here you can see the container ID, and this is the root user. One more important thing is, whenever you are doing anything with docker containers, it by default only works with root user, right? So until you explicitly create any user, it would be working with root user only. So now I'm inside this nginx image. I can do anything I want to, right? So let's see if I'm just updating some packages here randomly. You can do cd var etc if we do not have it, then you can create it, right? Or just to install any services or something. So this is how it generally works, right? If you want to do anything, you just want to, let's say I just wanted to create a directory under where I just want to create it, and then let's say you just want to create same thing under where html. You created it, and now what you're going to do is, let's say you just creating any page there by saying that hello, this is sample page, and then you're going to put it under for html, and then index.html, anything you can see, right? So you can see this. So this is how we generally use it. Here we have this index.html file, and then you can say the content, the same thing. You can expose it. It completely depends upon you how you want to use it. Now to exit out from this container, what you just need to do, you just do exit, and then you would be back to your normal docker screen. So right now we have docker container running, and we try to execute, or we try to get into that container. So this is how we use docker exec command. Docker logs is just for checking the logs of the container if something goes wrong while building or creating the container. So simply you can do docker logs and then the container ID. So you copy it and then you see the logs, right? So this will provide you kind of a logs just for the troubleshooting purpose. Sometimes it happens that when you're trying to deploy some applications or anything, and it fails to deploy it, or it fails to create containers, so for troubleshooting purpose you will have to see the logs. So alright guys, so these are the, I think, basic commands that you would be requiring while working day to day with Dockers. So let's see you in the next lecture. Thank you.